Welcome, podcast listeners. This is a little bit of a hands up. You will hear partway through this podcast that I put my hands up and
We
say
bollocksed
that
up.
we did bollocks up.
We bollocksed it right up.
I put my hands up and say that we forgot to press the record button. So, as a little bonus, what we're going to do is we're going to re-record the start of the episode a little bit as it was. If you want to listen to what we actually said, if you go into Pedalboards of Doom on YouTube or back on Facebook, you can find that live stream there. But this is a kind of rough approximation of that. So it is episode number 179. It is the Fret Talk podcast. You are here with your host, Mr. BudgetPedalChap. That's me. You are also here with the man that you just heard. It was Mr. Lee Padabadabadoo. Say hi.
Hi, how you doing? I bet you're doing well, aren't you? I'm just whispering in your ear.
You weren't this creepy last time.
I've always been this creepy.
So this podcast largely features a new thing that we're doing, which is the World Cup of Pedals, or the Pedal World Cup. And today we're going to be going through two of the group stages, which you will hear a little bit later. But as a little bit of a warm-up, we did what we've been up to. We only missed out on Lee's because I think we caught it by the time we came into mine, didn't we?
Yeah, I was talking and I saw you pulling some funny faces and I thought, what have I said? And then you're like, bollocks.
Yeah. Just this one time, it wasn't something that you said. It was a faux pas and a half. Yeah. So Lee,
it makes me laugh so much when I do say something, and I just watch your face go, or like I don't realise because it's hard to tell because you've got the spit guard in front of you. It's hard to tell when you're stopping talking. Yeah. And I'll come in when I think it's the right time, and I'll see you kind of roll your eyes thinking, bastard just interrupted me again. And I'm like, oh shit. Because I see it in your face and I'm like, bollocks.
My bad. Yeah. I'm an open book, apparently. So Lee, come on, tell us what you've been up to this week.
What have I been up to? Well, I haven't done much over Christmas because like I was saying, I deal with pedals in and out every day. It's almost like a 24/7, 365 job. And so I took about 14 of those off of the 365 and just did fuck all, which was nice. It was really, really nice. I relearned a new skill, which was to watch films without watching my phone as well, which was nice. I quite often left my phone up in my bedroom and just didn't do anything, which was pretty cool. So I had time off of social media, I had time off of everything, and it was amazing. I did play guitar. I used the old the Wazares for that, but there was a couple of other things that happened. About a minute ago, I just realised that my Boss MT2W serial number is 61.
Okay.
Man, I was 8 out.
8 out?
Yeah, I could have had 69.
To help out.
But still, 61, that's a low serial number for a Boss pedal, isn't it?
I assume so.
That's great.
Who knows?
What else have we been doing? I received the Jam Ripley Falls, which is a fantastic pedal. I'll go into more detail about that, I think, on the next podcast, because we didn't really talk too much about that, but it's a fantastic pedal. It has chorus on one side and phaser on the other side, and you can turn the chorus into a vibrato as well. Sounds wonderful, absolutely wonderful. It's another one of their pedals, which is two of their pedals combined together. I
thought you were going to go Ali G, then go, it's a wicked.
It's a wicked, man. I
don't know why. I don't know why I thought you were going there, but hey.
Tupac, no. All right, then.
Were you Welsh? No, man. No.
I proper was as well. I am so shit at accents. It's unbelievable.
There you go. Go in for whatever allergy is and hit in Welsh.
Aye.
Aye.
Whatever I want to do. I know. I went to the other end of the country. Went up to. Let's not talk about northern people. So the other thing I've done is I'm working on having a look at a product for a company. I got introduced or approached by a company just before Christmas, and they're an Italian company that are very well known over there, but they're not very well known in the rest of Europe. And they've asked for my help to get them more well known within Europe and the States. They're called Jad and Freer, so JAD and FREER. I think there's an accent on the first E. Jad and Freer. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but let's just say that that's what we're called. And you get approached by these companies a lot. Usually they're like Chinese companies or something. They're like, can you have a look at our wireless system, or can you have a look at our power supplies? And we do. We look at them, and usually they're just just like that one. The Mr. BudgetPedalChap's probably never ever opened.
I have. I tried it. It weren't bad actually. I need to get on doing something with that.
Yeah, it's not bad at all, actually. Not a bad bit of kit. But this company, when we went through what they had to offer, I started to get a little bit excited. I was like, "Ooh, okay, this is cool." That when companies produce something, then another company produces the same sort of thing, and then the same sort of thing, and they all come out and they're all just almost like the same thing,
clones, with different stampings on them, and
not necessarily just a different logo, but they're almost like everyone's got their own tube screamer.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, and it's very rare that someone's tube screamer will do something different, and if it does, if someone adds like a clean blend to it, like the Take Effect stuff, then other people go and add clean blends as well, and and then they start getting compared between them ones. One of the things that we find with that sort of thing is power supplies, because usually you have a bunch of outputs that are about 100 milliamps, and then you'll have 3 that are about 500 milliamps, but you've only got, say, 2 amps of draw, or 1 amp of draw, or 1.5 amps of draw on the whole pedal, on the whole power supply, so you can easily ramp that up. And as you know, and I know, with the HX Stomp and the GT Core, they're thirsty. They really want a lot of ampage. And there's a lot of pedals that are coming out that want that sort of thing, such as those new Chase Bliss automaton pedals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Very particular powering. And there's nothing out there that's really doing it. And what Jad and Greer are trying to push at the moment is a power supply. It's called the Domino. It has 15 outputs. They do smaller ones as well, but this one has 15 outputs, and every single output has 1600 milliamps. That will power anything. And then they have modules to do all of your extra things like AC output, and the same modules can swap your voltage and swap your polarity as well, so you don't have to buy several different boxes to do that. One little box will do it, and they're really small. So I will have that. By the time you hear the next podcast after this, I'll have it. I'll have my board wired up, fingers crossed, and I'll be using it, and you can get my true feedback on it. Let's say that I can't think of another power supply out there that's capable of powering 48 Strymon pedals. Can you?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, they are quite hungry pedals, aren't they? They'll drink the juice.
Yeah, from what I gather, it's got a 24 amp capability. So, if you were using it to its full capability, then you'd be looking at your fuse box a little bit worried, I'm sure. But it gives you the ability to just draw that. See, with ampage, it only takes what it needs. So if you've got a 10 amp pedal, so a 10 milliamp pedal, it will only say it was like a passive-ish pedal or whatever. It wouldn't be a passive if you're powering out though. But if it was a very, very low draw pedal, then it would. And you put 1600 milliamps into it, it's only going to take the 10 milliamps.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because drive pedals tend to be like between 10 and about 30. I think is usual.
Yeah,
and that's why you get away with these pedal supplies that are 100 milliamps, 100 milliamps, 100 milliamps, and then you've got like a couple of 500s or 600s just for those slightly more hungry digital pedals.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm waiting in quiet anticipation with this. I am very excited to see how it stacks up.
I don't think they're going to be cheap, but I don't think they're going to be any more than the sort of shocks, like the chocolate and all these sort of things. So those sort of power supplies and things like the Gig Rig modular power supplies. I like the Gig Rig stuff. I like that you can expand it and so on and so forth. But they can make these modular as well. Also, when you're ordering them, if you want to, you can custom order them, so you can have like all of the outputs at 24 volts and so on and so forth if you want it. So yeah, they're very good. They've got a wicked amp as well, which bit like something we'll talk about later. It's a little bit like the Mesa sort of approach, where you have. It's not like they're trying to go for a Marshall tone throughout or a Fender tone throughout. They've got a very specific, lovely, clean, Fenderish clean. But what got me really excited about it was the drive tones were like a Sun Model T. So they've gone, what sort of really nice drive does everyone like? Well, yeah, no one's doing that. Let's just put that sound in it as well. So really, really nice. And their amp is all fully MIDI. That includes all the controls, so you can save where the controls are as well as the switches and these sort of things, which is super, super cool. That does away with the need for like a bunch of your drive pedals and stuff, if you can switch your amp through your MIDI switcher. Yeah.
I mean, it's quite interesting. I don't think the Sun amps are the drive tone that I'd go for, but if you're running like a pedal board full of your like lighter drives and stuff, and then you want just to kick a switch and go to crazy mode, it could be quite interesting.
Yeah, I think the Model Ts do more than just Doom, but they do Doom.
They do Doom.
They do Doom.
Oh dear. So I suppose what I've been up to this week, again, like the same as yourself, pretty much, is that over Christmas I downed tools, because I've been hitting the No Talk or Tone videos every week for pretty much a year. They didn't actually stop. I'd had some recorded that I could put out as well, so they didn't stop. But I had like a 2-week break from it. I've also been doing other video series for Pedal Boards of Doom and doing the Pickpocket series as well. So I've been a busy boy. I just thought, I'm going to down tools. I'm going to enjoy a bit of family time and come back to it nice and recharged. And that's pretty much what I've done. Over that little break I was playing about with kind of graphic design and a bit of the computery stuff. So I've done a little bit of an overhaul on the Pickpocket, the aesthetic of the Pickpocket series. So that's become a little bit more kind of cartoony looking and a bit more fun, which is pretty cool.
Looks really good, man. I like that. It does look really smart.
Yeah. I took some inspirations from like some other kind of logos and thought, you know what, that's where I'm going in with that. And the first video in like that has the new styling is it features this that I bought, which is, I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if it's auto-focusing. No, it's not, is it? So I bought a tin of wooden picks from Timbertones. They were doing a little January sale, and I did an unboxing in what you get that comes with the pack, and a little bit of information about the picks as well. And if you do, like, if there's any other picks in there that you think, oh yeah, I'd like to hear that, just drop it down in the comments, and I'll get to putting that in the list of things to do. I had a chat with my good friend Mr. Yeomans,
who's live at the moment.
Is he? Good afternoon, Mr. Yeomans. He came down and he took his hot coals back, which all good things have to come to an end, I suppose. However, he did. He brought down this. Chung. Here you go. See that? That is
blurry as F, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll try. Here we go. Is that better? Because I think I've set my camera to manual focus, which doesn't help. So this is one of his new ones. This is the Preacher Drive. So hopefully this Friday, it'll be last Friday when this podcast comes out, you will hear this on the No Talk All Tone. I'm really, really excited. I've not had a chance to plug it in just yet, but I had the prototype and I was well excited about that. So yeah, very, very cool.
One thing we've kicked off on Pedalboards of Doom this week was the best pedals of 2020, and we've broken it into categories. And I should talk about the winner of it was best. I think it was best utility pedal, best utility product.
Okay,
because of 2020, and the Captor X one.
Woo!
Yeah, great little bit of kit that. So yeah, our friends over at Two Notes, they were very, very pleased about it. And we will have a winner of, I think it was best drive or so. I can't remember what's going on at the moment. Yeah, no, I can't remember. It's best pedal of 2020 or something is going out at the minute.
They're all being voted for in the Pedalboards of Doom group at the moment, aren't they? So there's like a poll being put up, which is really cool. Like, because when we did the top 5 most influential pedals, that was one of the comments that came through, is that this would be really cool if the Pedalboards of Doom group decided on what they thought were the top 5 influential. And though we couldn't amend it for then, this is kind of going along with that suggestion. So it's really cool that comment kind of permeated into our thoughts, and then we've been able to come out with some of the top things of 2020.
Yeah, it's something we wanted to do last year. We just didn't have the time. We were all so busy. So we're doing it, and it's lovely that it's not us choosing it. We should do our own choice, obviously, and we did speak about that sort of thing towards the end of the year. But yeah, this category is best always on pedal, and I didn't choose these categories. The first poll we did was what are the categories? What are the categories that you want? Yeah. And I'm going through them one at a time. So best always on pedal of 2020, and it looks like the Walrus Mako D1 is going to win, although the Catlin Ecopark Boost is a close second. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, defo. And we'll keep mentioning them as they release, pretty much. And it kind of ties in with our idea for Pedalboards of Doom, Fret Talk, World Cup of Pedals as well. It's similar idea. However, this one we've chosen all of the pedals this time around, And what we're going to do is got to work a bit like it's going to work a bit like the Football World Cup, as we was mentioning. We've got 8 groups. Each group has 4 pedals in. And what we're going to do, every week, we're going to release 2 of those groups, and we're going to give you, in the chat, we're going to give you the opportunity to choose your top 2 of each group.
Oh, sorry, but we've just had a question on YouTube. What do you guys think of the Mojo, considering order tomorrow? Miguel, this man over here is the world's biggest advocate of that pedal. He loves it, and he says it's the best pedal ever made. Go and get it, boy.
Yeah, get it. Definitely. I mean, considering how much they're going for these days, like even brand new, they're not a great deal of money. You might as well, like even if you try it and you're like, it's not for me. The price alone, you're like, yeah, why not? But I love it, and there are so many people out there who do love it as well. So I would suggest definitely going for it. Swinging back around to it, we've got two of the groups today. We're going to do Group A and we're going to do Group E. The reason
question.
Go on.
Oh, okay, you're going to answer it. Go on.
What was your question?
Well, since I know nothing about football and these sort of things, why Group A and Group E?
I was literally, because I'd done A, B, C, D on one line, and then I'd done E, F, G, and H on another. I literally chose the first column rather than the first 2 in the row. There's no reason for it. I just did because when I put the groups together as well, the Group 1 and Group 2 have got some similarities, so I didn't want it to be too samey. Adam
Yeomans has said Captor X is the balls, and I would tend to agree with him. I've only got a Captor and the Cab M, but that is what the Captor X is essentially. It's them 2 put together, so I've got exactly that anyway.
Yeah, the equivalent of that.
Yeah, I wish I had a Captor X as well, and then I could run them both in stereo, but yeah, woe is me. Let's get on with this World Cup malarkey.
Right, so
be fun.
Indeed. So what we're going to ask you to do in the comments for like the next maybe like 10 minutes or so, just put the 2 from each group that you want to go through, and then the 2 that get the most votes will go through to the tournament stage. And then from there on, it's like a 1v1. So whoever goes through knocks the next one out. At the moment,
do we get to argue them then?
So we're gonna talk about them a little bit now. But essentially, we'll get a vote each, but the viewers get a vote as well. So if the viewers outnumber us, that assuming we agree. So if the viewers outnumber us, their votes go through. So the first round is, so we've got the Boss DS1, iconic, One Trick Pony, some would argue, but iconic, orange distortion. We've got the DOD 250, which is kind of classic preampy, make gooderer. We've got the Boss SY1, which is a bit of a newcomer, but possibly a game changer. And we've got the Digitech Whammy. I didn't go for like a specific model of the Whammy because that is contentious in and of itself, but they all pretty much do the same thing. So choose your favourite Whammy. That'll be the one.
I'm just looking to bring up the options on
the groups.
What just happened? I'm just looking to bring up the options. I just downloaded it, so I'll be bringing them up on screen in just a second.
Okay. So, out of those 4, for your money, what are you going for, Lee? What do you think you're going to go for?
Do you know what? Give me a second. Let me just edit this so we're only showing one side, because we're only do one at a time.
had Mark in the comments saying, "What is football?"
Who's that?
Mark Wall. Honestly, Mark, probably not worth worrying about.
I could say, but I'd probably swear a lot. Probably far too much. Right,
Here we go.
okay.
There we go. Oh, you've cropped it as well, you saucy devil.
I just said I was doing that.
We've got Boss DSY, we've got Dodd 250, we've got the SY1 and the Digitech Whammy. Out of those four, what you're going for? You get a choice of two.
Oh, really?
You do, yeah.
Bottom two.
Bottom two. What? So SY1 and Whammy?
Yeah, definitely.
You absolute. Ooh. Okay. I'm going the opposite. I'm going DS1 and Dodd 250. Yeah, I think DS1 is iconic. Like, fully deserves a place on any. I mean, we talked about it in the top 5 influential, didn't we?
But if it came out today, people would be like, "What are they doing?"
Yeah, like it is a one-trick pony. You've got a very narrow. It's what?
It's not.
It does one sound. It does one sound really well, and then it does the rest of them. All right. Like other things do it better.
It's really very good at pushing an amp. Really, really, really good at that.
Yeah, but so is the SD1, and the SD1 does it in a nicer way. So is a Klon. Yeah. So is a Range Master. So is, like, I could name you 10 pedals that do it better than the DS1.
Nobody does it better.
However, like, this is me arguing against myself here. Despite all of that, I don't think if the DS1 hadn't have happened, pedals wouldn't be the same. So I'm putting through the DS1. The Dodd 250 is something that I would use. Like, it makes things just sound good. It's like real clarity, real sparkle. It's essentially like an MXR distortion plus without the distortion. And I like the distortion plus.
Sorry. Wait. The SY1 does so very much. You know, it gives you those synth sounds that could be really, really, really hard to get really easily. They've kind of like nailed all these sort of presets and given you loads of flexibility on it, but really easily. And you can go in there and you can get all of these fantastic sounds. They've optimized it for bass and for guitar from the same pedal, so you don't have to like go and make sure you buy the slightly lighter blue version or something for bass and these sort of things. The Boss SY1 is amazing, absolutely amazing. And the Digitech Whammy, mate, the Whammy has like opened up so much to people, you know, like being able to like go on stage and do drop tunings without having to change your guitar and these sort of things. It had some really cool choruses and these sort of things built into it. And then you've got Killing in the Name of. You name me a song that's famous for having a DS1 on it or a DOD 250.
I mean, like Nirvana. not the DOD 250, but like DS1. There's so many, and that's just one band. Like Gilmour has used the DS1. No. You can't use the excuse of Gilmour has used it because Gilmour's used everything. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, it does. I think it's a null point. If someone's used everything, then you know it can be used. Oh, you could probably say that about the Whammy.
Point me to the Gilmour Whammy solo then, please, Lee.
He featured on this song called Killing in the Name of.
So, unfortunately for me, Whammy has got another choice. Mark Wall again has chimed in and says Whammy. I've asked him for his second choice. He's drop is my next pedal, then I'm done. Okay. So, he's only chosen one, but it was Whammy, so that's got 2 votes. So that's instantly going through at the moment. If we get any more through on this, then you could swing the tide of this. But currently, we've got a 3-way tie at the bottom with the other three, and we've got the whammy peaking up and above at the moment. Cast your votes in now. Like, viewers, cast your votes in. Cast your votes in.
So on the Fret Talk podcast that we're on as well, so we've got a vote for the SY1 and the whammy from Mr. Bimson. So we've both called for the same one.
Okay, so that's 3-2, and then mine have both got 1 only. Okay.
Yeoman's has called the same as you, so DS1 and DOD 250.
Okay, so it's 3-2-2 at the moment, isn't it? 3-2-2-2, which I suppose doesn't help. What we'll have to do, we'll have to flip a coin if we get a tie.
Well, hold on a second. We've still got Mihail, who is on YouTube. He said, thanks for talking about the Mojo. If you're still watching, dude, which I think you are by looking at the stats, then give us yours. What are your choices, man? Because that could be a good tiebreaker.
Indeed.
Give it a few seconds.
Whilst we're waiting, do you want to do Group E as well? Because you can like widen the crop, and we'll have both of them on the screen at the same time. So we've got the next round. We've got, this is quite an interesting round actually. This group. So we've got the Ibanez Weeping Demon. Their like multifaceted war pedal, which it's unfortunate that we don't have Will on at the moment, because he would have absolutely lapped this up because he loves that pedal. So we've got
he's not here, so he can bugger off.
Indeed, yeah. You snooze, you lose, Will. So we've got the Ibanez Weeping Demon, we've got the MXR Distortion Plus, where he get in. We've got the Tone Bender, and we've got the Range Master. So Solar Tone Bender, original makers of the Tone Bender, and then we've got the Dallas Arbiter Range Master. So I think
you go first.
I think there's clear winners out there. I'd like to put the Distortion Plus through, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go Classic. I'm going to go Tone Bender. I'm going to go Range Master as well, because I think, again, I look out there at the moment, there's so many treble booster circuits that are based, if not loosely, quite strictly adhering to the tone. The Range Master, and the Tone Bender has come back into popularity with the Boss collaboration. So why would we do not?
So I'm sad to say that I think exactly the same.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't make for very good radio, does it?
But we might get the listeners come in and go, actually, no, the Weeping Demon is a absolutely delicious pedal, and outvote us. So
do you know what? Everyone I know who's played one has said how good it is. Now, we do already have some votes in for Group E, because some of the guys saw it when we were before we cropped it. So we had Tone Bender and Range Master, obviously, and Range Master and Tone Bender. That's from Bimson and Yeomans. So we're all singing off the same hymn sheet, to be honest. Yep. Okay, Mihal's come back to us with DOD 250. He hasn't chosen the second one.
But that's a 3. So at the moment, it's the whammy and the 250 that they're going through.
Oh, really?
I would not have called. I wouldn't have called that, but hey, that's quite interesting. I think like Group E at the moment is a bit like one of those groups where you've got like Brazil and France in there, and then you've got like Lithuania and like Chile or something. You're like,
dude, we're a global show. don't pick on countries.
No, but in terms of football, the heavy hitters are always France, Brazil, Germany tend to get through quite a bit. As much as we'd like to try and say that England is one of those, we always get booted out in the quarterfinals. And
I think it's quite clear from the last few years that the UK is not quite the thing it bigs itself up to be in any way, shape or form, whether it be football or whether it just be existence.
Indeed. Right, so Mark's gone for the Weeping Demon.
Did he?
Yeah, he says he loves it, but it's so big.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the big battery compartment on the side of it that I really dislike. And who even uses batteries anymore?
But it's also got the on-off switch for it as well, hasn't it? It's got the stomp switch that you can engage through that. Because you can engage it through like motion engagement, or you can switch it on and off with a pedal at the side, which is really cool. Like it's an amazing wah pedal. It's massively functional, and I think if we put it in the group with like the Crybaby and with the Vox, what's it? The 857 is it? The old 60s one. If we put it in like
yeah, I had one of them for a while.
If we put it in a group with those, I reckon it'd hold its own. However, because it's going up against the heavy hitters like the vintage boys, it's just been pipped at the post there.
Do you know what's happened here with the Weeping Demon, right? They've designed this wicked wah pedal. They've taken it to the bosses. They've said, this is amazing. Everyone's going to love this. Look at what it can do. It sounds great. Let's put it out. And they've said, well, where'd you put the battery? It's, we haven't put a battery. No one uses batteries anymore. Oh, you've got to put a battery on it. No, it doesn't need a battery. So now it's got this massive war. It's like having the Mona Lisa, but like sticking a fucking cupcake on the side of a face. It's just. It just reminds me of that scene out of Austin Powers where he's like, molly, 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 molly. It's horrendous just because of that. Everything else about it is proper class. It really looks really nice, and it's got loads of features. They do a version, the WD7JR, but that doesn't have it. But I think it has other things less functionality-wise as well.
Yeah, I mean, Dunlop do the Crybaby that's got like the Q function and like a boost in it, like the range, the Q, and like a boost as well. So I mean,
and they do a mini version of that as well.
They do. We've reported on that. But so far, and we'll leave this open. You know what? We'll leave it open for the rest of this cast. If we get any more votes through, we get the votes through. As soon as this cast stops airing, then that's it over. And unfortunately for the podcast listeners, you are too late. If you want to get on this, you are there, Lee.
Yeah, did you see what Bimson said?
What's that?
If GSY1 doesn't go through, I'm quitting Patreon. That is bribery, sir.
It is.
We're not that. Would you say?
That's it.
We're not actually trying to copy FIFA.
Whoa. Allegedly. So
didn't they actually get fined for that stuff? So I don't think it was allegedly. I think it was proven.
I would still rather not be in the firing line of FIFA's lawyers, thank you. Any and all opinions about FIFA are Lee's and Lee's alone. Do not come after me, Sue Lee. Suli.
Oh, we got another Suli. Mihail chose MXR Distortion Plus on the other one.
Okay.
Which single vote for that. But that's it's the Randy Rhoads pedal. It's the pedal you buy to sound like Randy Rhoads and then don't.
Why am I not as good as Randy Rhoads? Yeah. Pedals don't equal practice. But no, it's legit. And like I say, the DOD 250 is very much based on that, and then without the clip-in diodes. And I think Yngwie Malmsteen has got like his own signature DOD 250. So,
All right. I'm going to pull that down into the bottom corner now so people can still see it, but let's just take it out of the way.
Bimson, get people voting. Like, get your friends on here. Get family. Like, even if you can get like family pets. So
what are you talking about? Don't tell people to cheat.
It's not cheating if you can get people to back you up. Like that's how this works. I'm all for that. So if you want the SY1
you're like one of those like right wing dads who's like forcing their 16-year-old daughter to go out and vote the way he wants her to vote.
I was very concerned as to where that conversation was going there, Lee. I was very concerned, but we got through it. It's okay. Right, let's do a little bit of news because we've got about 15 minutes left of the cast. Let's do a bit of news, and we'll tot up any of the scores later. We'll do like a final tally. But currently, as it stands, we've got the Dodd 250 and the Whammy winning. We've also got the Tone Bender and the Ranger Master winning, which, like, Group E went exactly how I thought it would. Group A, absolutely the opposite. I thought probably it would be the DS1 and the SY1, if I was honest. But hey ho, let's keep going. Right, so
I wonder how it would have been if the Distortion Plus was there instead of the DS1.
Well, the Distortion Plus has got one vote, so
yeah, but would people who voted for the DoD 250 had voted for the Distortion Plus instead?
I don't know.
I wonder.
We will never know unless it happens next year. Right, so news. We've got some news. We need to cover this news because it is quite interesting and quite topical. This week there was a massive announcement from Mesa Boogie or Mesa Boogie, depending on if you want to pronounce it properly or not.
I think it's Mesa or Mesa Engineering, and Mesa Boogie is one of their amps.
No. They are branded like Mesa Engineering, but the Mesa Boogie is the brand name as well, because the amps are like the Lone Star, the Mark 525. None of them are called the Boogie. But anyway, we digress. Lee digresses. So they've been taken over. They've been bought by Gibson. So the official stance on this is that it will be business as usual for Mesa. They will be producing the same stuff that they have been producing. They will be doing the same kind of planning and forward thinking that they've been doing. The chap who started the amp company 51 years ago, Randy Smith, he's still staying on. So it's all very much business as usual. However, Gibson see that Mesa are going to join in with Gibson and start Gibson's amp custom shop going, and get that some more credibility and get that to be a thing. So potentially, is it spreading the company of Mesa a bit thin? Mesa. I keep switching back and forth between the two, just in hopes that one of them's right. You know what? I'm gonna stick with Mesa. I'm gonna go with it.
I'll go for Mesa. You go for Mesa, and we'll get it covered between us.
Let's call the whole thing off. So yeah, 51 years ago, founded by Randy Smith, and he's staying on. However, the moment that it was announced, people were saying, "Oh, Mesa's going to be quality control's going downhill. They're going to be shit. Get rid of them now. The prices are going to bomb." People were likening it to like the CBS takeover of Fender back in like the 70s,
40 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. And to tie in with that, you had people putting on the marketplaces and the popular auction, electronic auction sites, an electronic bay for auctions, if you will, putting like quote unquote pre-Gibson Mesa amps and then like hiking the prices up. So, or like I would, I'd say that's like a childish kind of response to it, but
I don't know if it was childish. I think it was just joking. I think it was just humour. I don't think people were saying it. Well, I'm sure there are some Muppets out there who are saying it and meaning it, but most people who were saying it, like I saw Stu say it, and and we know Stu is a Muppet, but
yeah,
he was just saying it for a laugh. It's. I've got some inside information on this. I know from a friend of a friend who is an artist for Mesa.
Okay.
He hit me up and said that they're over the moon. The guys over at Mesa, he's rep, they're really, really happy, really excited about it. It's an investment, really, isn't it?
Oh yeah. And one of the points that someone brought up, I don't know who it was, but I saw the point and I thought that's a really interesting insight to it. Mesa amps over here have always been astronomically expensive, and it's because the distribution of Mesa has always been like really pricey. They've not had like the big distribution companies doing it, which means that like sending it over to the UK means that rather than it being like 1-2K's worth of amp, it always was 3.5, 4, which meant for a lot of people it was a step too far. It was I like the sound of those amps, but I'm not going for that. And I was one of those people where I saw Mesas and I was like, I'm never going to buy one. I might be tempted by one, but I'm never going to buy one because they're just so pricey. Like in comparison to what you could get from Blackstar or Marshall or whoever, like even Fender.
I've always wanted a stereo Mesa rig. Like for the last 10 years now, I've been gassing, let's say, for a Mesa stereo rig, and there's no way I'm dropping like 5 to 10 grand on a couple of amps.
Absolutely.
I haven't got 5 to 10 grand to drop on a couple of amps. That's why. So,
yeah, totally.
It's unbelievable. I've got amps that are perfectly good. They're not as good as Mesas, but I speak to people who've got Mesas, and they're like, we're talking about amps, and they're like, they're the only amps you will ever need. You'll buy them, and that's it. You stop buying amps.
Yeah, but I can't justify dropping $3,000 for just a head, and then you're talking like an extra grand or so on top for the cab. I can't drop it. However, now with Gibson behind them, they're going to get those distribution deals. They're going to be able to like bring that price down. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll just remain static. But hopefully for us over in the UK, those amps will start coming down a little bit in price, which means that you'll go, actually, yeah, I might be able to afford this. And it might be getting more amps in people's hands. I mean, the problem I've had with Mesa is that not only have they been like unattainably pricey, they're quite rare in the shops. You'll see like a few of the certain brands, like the dual Rex and the triple Rex, will be in stock. But those aren't the amps that I'm looking for. And as beautiful as those clean tones are, it's like having a supercar and doing the school run in it, because they're so powerful and they're so gainy, and only ever using it for its clean tone. You're like, well, then I might as well just buy a Fender. But like the smaller combos, there are some really quite tasty vintage voiced ones that I would really like to try, but I haven't seen one, so I can't try.
The Gibson amps see. The thing about Fender is that they really have got it tied up with acoustics, and the Fender acoustics. They've even got those Acoustasonics, which kind of like bridge the gap between them as well, kind of. And then they've got great guitars, and they've got an absolutely fantastic, legendary amp history. Gibson have got an amp history, but it isn't anywhere near as iconic as Fender. But it's nice for Gibson to be putting their foot back into the into that sort of fight, because they fight with feet, you see. But it's nice to see that the two big companies are now slightly more even.
Yeah, like there'll be more of a presence within kind of the whole of the market, rather than just Gibson are here for guitars, Fender do everything. But
Epiphone have some good amps.
They used to. They really don't do them anymore.
I meant in the back catalogue sort of thing. But yeah.
Yeah, they had a few. They had a few little like valve combos, which were supposed to be pretty good. They had like a solid state stack as well, which who was it? Sound Control, I think, back when they were a thing, like had rebranded ones under the name Granger, and I actually bought one of those, and I had like this because it was the Epiphone Triggerman. It was like a red 412 stack thing, and it was a solid state head and relatively affordable cab, but it sounded great. Like the clean tone on it was fantastic, but it was heavy as balls because it had this like really big fat DSP block, and it was all in the one side of the amp as well, so it was all kind of really heavy at the one side. But it was a cool little amp. I say little, it was half the size of me. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah, we can't turn around and say this is a good thing or a bad thing. Well, no, we can say it's a good thing, but we can't turn around and say it's a bad thing until bad things start happening. And I'm sure I know that they're going to have to be careful, because if they make one little slip up, the authentic crowd are going to be on their cases like no one's business. So we're not Gibson excuses here. That authentic stuff was stupid, and so on and so forth. But I love Gibsons. Got my Gibby here, my Gibbo there. But I tell you what, right? I've loved Gibsons and Messrs for a long, long, long time, to the extent when I was probably about 19, I was at an open mic night, and one of my friends there had he was a few years older than us, about 20 years older than us, but he turned up with a Les Paul standard and a Messer dual rec. And I was so excited, and he let me play it, and I was like, oh my God, I was in like gear nirvana. I was absolutely like so excited. That was a long, long, long time ago. But it's my love for them guitars and those amps. The guitars kind of go back to like Zakk Wylde and that sort of thing, and I suppose the amps go to Metallica really for me.
Iconic, yeah. But I mean, there's a fair few who've used the who've used the dual Rex as well. I mean, they were quite big in the punk scene as well, like the kind of pop punk of the 2000s. So it's like it spans quite a bit, and I'd be excited to see more. Like if the distribution becomes better, I'd like to see more of them coming over to the UK, so we can actually get to try them. So I think that's the selling point, isn't it? You get to hear them, you get to try them. You're more likely to go, actually, I'll find a couple of quid for this. I'll save up. I'll make sure I get this.
Maybe we can sort some out on Tonepedia, and then everyone can try them.
Oui. So, I mean, that was one of the big bits of news. But also another Gibson thing which stirred up a little bit of controversy as well. They've released, or they've not released a load of details on it at the moment, but they've announced, that they're doing a signature guitar. But they're doing it for Rick Beato of Rick Beato Music on YouTube. I don't know if have you seen Rick Beato's stuff?
Nay.
So he does a fair few YouTube videos. He does a series called "What Makes This Song Good." So what makes, like, he'll take apart like a classic song and he'll play some of the bits of it and go through the music theory behind it. He's done some longer talks with Rhett Shull, and he features on his channel like a fair bit. He's quite big. Like I think he's got 2 million-ish subscribers at the moment. So he's quite big in terms of like the guitar YouTube fame.
It's got a few more than us then.
One or two. Yeah,
I'm sure there's a bit of overlap there, though.
Possibly.
Yes. Maybe.
so, some of our listeners, might tune into Rick Beato. Yeah, I mean, like, there's some quite informative stuff there. He's a guy who's been around. He knows a fair bit. But he always like shows this double cut Les Paul Jr.
Oh, hang on.
Was it?
Is he the American chap that knows everyone?
Possibly. I don't know. Grey-haired guy.
Yeah, no, I do know who you mean. Yeah, I've watched him quite a bit, actually.
Yeah. I
think he's done interviews with some of the guys that I've spoken with occasionally. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, possibly. He's, like I say, he's pretty well connected, but he's like in and of his own right. He's a very, very accomplished musician. He knows his beans, and he produces like pretty decent quality YouTube material quite often. So like he's earned his way in the YouTube land, but like I say, he's got this old 60s, 70s. I don't know. Let's have a look, see if I've written it down. Yeah, so it's a double cut TV Yellow Junior essentially. Like it's a vintage one, and he swears by it and like says it's the guitar that speaks to him the most. And Gibson are now doing like or they've announced that they're going to be doing a signature.
Okay, so why is it controversial?
So, like, people have been like kicking back against it, saying like, "Oh, why does this guy deserve a signature? He's not a touring musician. He doesn't go out and play on stages. Why should he be getting a signature? Will they just hand it out to anyone these days?"
I've got a point.
Go on.
No one's going out and gigging anywhere.
Yes, good point. But that's not going to last forever. And historically, it's been like signature instruments have been put in front of the people who will play that in front of crowds. However, like, my argument for this is the reason it hasn't happened for YouTube people much. I mean, you've got like all the Chapper's endorsements, and he's endorsed a fair few YouTube artists, but it hasn't really happened with a lot of the big companies. So it's kind of one of the big boys getting on board. Like YouTube has only really kind of within the last 5 years got to a point where this has been a viable thing. The internet is still relatively like a relatively new way of musicians putting out content and performing and getting people to watch them. So where the only way before, like prior to the internet, was getting an artist who would play it in front of a crowd of people. Nowadays, these artists, whether they're playing music or not, they're still getting this product in front of however many people, and they can show the analytics for this. They can almost kind of give the data that backs up this is the amount of people who are seeing this. So for me, it makes absolute sense for Gibson.
It's an absolute no-brainer. It really is. Do you know? Okay, right. We doing this sort of thing, such as the Facebook groups and the YouTube and these sort of things and the podcasts, we have stepped into the shoes that the guitar magazine stepped out of. I know they've kind of stepped up their game and they've gone on to producing regular content on websites such as Gear News and these sort of things, which is great. And some of these magazines are still doing well, but people don't buy written media anymore. They like to go and get it instantly. They come to Pedalboards of Doom, and if there's news about pedals, it's on there straight away. We do a weekly news slot. This guy is doing something. He's drawing in 2 million subscribers. The dude deserves it as... Mate, I'm a boss artist. Somehow that happened. Who cares? If we're working hard within the industry and people recognise us and they see us and they recognise the gear that we use, then that's an in for Gibson, that's an in for Fender, that's an in for all of these companies. And companies like Boss and Fender and Gibson are seeing that, and they're jumping on it. And if they're turning, they know a lot more about it than some jumped up know nothing on the internet like me. So if they're doing it and it works, then it must be right.
Yeah, and this is paving the way for potentially how it's going to be in the future. How you might find the rosters on Fender's page and the rosters on the Gibson artist page might be a mix of touring musicians and content creators, because those are the people who are using the instruments, whether or not they're using them to sing songs or whether or not they're using them to teach or I don't know, explain certain concepts behind guitar gear. Whether or not they're doing that, it's still getting those instruments in front of people's view. And these are the people that those people are watching, they're looking up to. By all means do it.
Our good friend Yeoman's just added a little tidbit of news here that we should, because he has asked very kindly if we can mention it. He said, can we just mention that the new Dean V that comes in a vintage trans cherry, and it's as classy as balls?
It is, yeah. I shared that with him.
Did you?
I did. I reckon, because we're past the hour, it's looking like we've got the podcast. We're going to wrap it up. I think we haven't got any more votes in, so the votes are as follows. We've got the Dodd 250 and the Whammy making it through in Group A. We've got the Tone Bender and the Rangemaster in Group E making it through. Before we wrap up properly, we're going to give a shout out to our Patreon backers. That is Mr. Andrew Bimson, Mr. Adam Yeomans, Mr. Doug Christ, Mr. Joseph Richardson, Mr. Hugh G. Rection, Mr. Ben Fletcher, and Mr. Brian Gower of the Tone Jerks podcast. I did, for some reason, I didn't mention Yeomans of Chev Tone, Doug Christ of 37 Effects, Joseph Richardson of Abstraction Band, and Fletcher of Fletcher Pickups. I didn't mention those. If you want to find me online, it is BudgetPedalChap at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. YouTube is the home to the No Talk All Tone series and the Pickpocket series. Lee, you are...
Yes, I am.
At Facebook, Instagram. And that's pretty much
places, I think. YouTube.
Indeed, yes.
Since we're live on there now.
That's it.
I was like, I'm sure there's something else. Do you know what? I completely forgot to talk about my new jam pedal, but we'll have to keep that for next week.
That we shall. Right, so from myself, Mr. Budget Pedal Chap, from Lee, it will be a tatty bye. Good night for this week.
Goodbye, everyone. See you later.
Bye.
And have a lovely evening. Bye-bye.
Right, sad news at the Nestlé factory today. A night shift worker was crushed beneath a case of chocolate that fell 20 feet off the storage racking. He called for help repeatedly, but every time he shouted, "The Milky Bars are on me," his colleagues just cheered.